Hi there, history fans. So today we're going to go back to one of our favorite history channels and educational channels on YouTube, and that's of course Sam Onella. Today we have a video called Scandalous Popes of the Middle Ages, but before we jump into the video, I want to show you something new. Wait for it, wait for it. I think it's also appropriate for the video, for our topic today. As some of you know, I started to also stream on YouTube, just play some games, talk about different history topics. If you want to join me on a live stream, you can always set your notifications, and then you're gonna get notified when the live streams and also new videos are out. So be sure to hit the subscribe button and don't forget the notification bell so that you get notified when new videos come out. Okay, let's jump into the video. Sam, let's see what you got here for us.
This video is sponsored by Skillshare.
Why am I not surprised? Every video is sponsored by Skillshare.
Hey kids, time to alienate 23.9%
And of course,
the United
HD.
States from my potential audience, because today, we're talking popes. Now don't get me wrong, the modern papacy is a great thing. Just a genuinely virtuous man being elected to govern and set an example for Christians everywhere. That's awesome. But back in the day, not so. See, in the Middle Ages, the church was one of the greatest powers in the Western world, having massive influence over monarchs and laymen alike. And as we know, with great power comes great tomfoolery. Here's some of the less wholesome popes that history has to offer. Pope Stephen VI assumed the pontificate in May of 896, during a time of great instability for the papacy, where rulers and families of all different shapes and sizes were vying for influence over the Catholic Church. As such,
Yeah, maybe the most famous family to take on the papacy and to control it was the Italian family called Medici. Look it up, it's quite interesting. They also had a lot of popes, which were pretty crazy as popes, and they did a lot of different stuff that I'm not gonna go into, because the video is probably gonna get demonetized. Just look it up, the Medici family and the Medici popes.
such successive popes from this period often had different ideas about how things should be run. Stephen, for example, didn't much care for Pope Formosus, the guy before last.
Never heard
Why?
about him.
It's complicated. Even if I could wrap my head around all this, it'd probably be boring as hell. So just take it on good faith that Steve had a lot of beef with Formosus. So much beef, or as we call it, papal bull, that Stephen couldn't even be happy that
Nice, nice. This is a great line. Papal bull. This is a genius reference. Nice,
the dude
nice.
was already dead. So he had the 8-month-old corpse of Formosus dug up, dressed up in pope clothes, sat down on a throne, and literally put on trial, with a deacon appointed to give all his responses for him. So
Why?
you thought you could
Why?
get away from the law with that little dying stunt of yours. Well, tell me, Mr. Thrombosis, did you violate canon law, commit perjury, and pretend to be a bishop when you weren't? Yes, pasta fazool, I am a fool. I've heard all I need to hear. This court finds you guilty, and everything you
Is
did
he going
as
to
pope,
execute
we
him?
legally declare to
Execute
be
him
fake
again?
and dumb and stupid and dumb. Now throw him in the river. What? The river? Can he do that? See the hat? That means I'm Pope. P-O-O-P Pope. You better 3-point that bitch into the briny deep right quick, or I'm gonna raise hell. Metaphorically. So they throw him in the river. This whole thing caused an uproar among Formosus supporters, and after Formosus's corpse was allegedly seen performing miracles at the riverbank, Stephen ended up being overthrown, imprisoned, and executed by strangulation. The body, now slimy and disgusting, was fished out of the Tiber and reinterred in St. Peter's Basilica, where it rests to this day. Next, we'll talk about John the 12th. This guy already looks like one of my characters. Why don't we just, yeah, there we go. This guy ascended to the throne when he was just 18 years old, which is insane. If I was elected world's biggest hat wearer at that age, you better believe things would get real unpapal real quick. I'm talking gambling, hookers, setting fires, and toasting to the devil. And when you know it, these are all things John the 12th did. It's said that he took the sacred palace and literally made it into a whorehouse. Matter of fact, while researching the guy, I stumbled across this list of sexually active popes. This is a real Wikipedia article. Take a hike, toilet paper.
And a lot of the popes who did break the oath of celibacy, they had also children. So then the question arose, if the Pope has children, shouldn't the children then take on after the Pope is gone? Papal monarchies, you know, like never went through, so the Pope was always elected by the bishops.
Orientation Daddy's got a new favorite. John is featured prominently on this list, of course. He had a thing for widows for some reason. Personally, I'm not big on weepy old hags. I'm more of a carefree young hag type of guy, but to each their own. He also banged his niece a bunch, which not the most virtuous act, but you know, Middle Ages.
The popes aren't only the origins of the Florida man stereotype, but they're also the origin of the Habsburg stereotype.
Bloodline, fucking whatever. His playboy lifestyle eventually caught up to him, though, leading to the Synod of Rome, where everyone got together to talk about what a piece of shit he is so they could kick him off the throne. Besides all the deviancy, there was a lot of things they had problems with. For one, someone once offered John some money to ordain a 10-year-old as a bishop, and he was just like, alright, I would have done it for free, honestly. Look how big those robes are on him. That's hilarious. He also had a deacon ordained in a horse
that was pretty
stable,
normal.
like, oh, for fuck's sake, alright, let's get this over with. Shouldn't we be doing this in, like, a church? Listen, bucko, if it's good enough for Jesus to be born in, it's good enough for you to have your little cardinal party. No, sir, not cardinal, he's just a deacon. Not if you keep running your mouth, you aren't. He also liked going on hunting trips now and then, generally considered
He has
to
a
be
point,
something popes
actually.
don't do. Although my suspicion is that they were just tired of cleaning his big stupid camo hat every time. Probably his worst act, though, was putting on a helmet, followed closely in second by the time one of his subdeacons got on his nerves, so he literally cut off his dick and murdered him. So between all this and some conflicts with Otto I,
Well, this really escalated quickly.
to the Holy Roman Empire, John was uncanonically ousted in 963. Except as soon as Otto left Rome, nobody was there to pressure him off physically anymore. So John was like, lol, just kidding, rounded up all his groupies, kicked the new pope off the throne, and continued his role like nothing happened by early 964. But just a few months later, fate caught up with John, and he died the way he lived, committing adultery. Now let's be real, we all have our little guilty pleasures.
Wait.
Now, let's
Maybe
be
an
real. We all
outrage
have our
husband,
little guilty
maybe.
pleasures in life. Some people like a nice bag of Cheetos. Others like scented candles or poorly drawn educational videos. Alexander VI liked watching horses fuck.
What?
According to Vatican chronicler Johann Burckhardt, he would specifically arrange for his stallions to be introduced to mares in heat outside his palace, and he'd stand up on his balcony to watch them violently mate, which just tickled him pink for some fucking reason, and he'd laugh uproariously during the entire spectacle. He also once threw a party in the palace called the Banquet of Chestnuts, also referred to as the Joust of Whores. Wait a minute, horse jousting, horses banging. Was dyslexia a thing back then? Nah, but during the banquet, Alexander had 50 of Rome's finest raggedy harlots line up and strip down for him and his guests, which, by the way, included 2 of his children, which, by the way, he had many children.
Not
but at
great
this point, hardly a
parenting.
concern.
Not
Guests began
great
throwing chestnuts
parenting.
at the ladies, who got down on their hands and knees and scrambled frantically, like the cook at Denny's when I held him at gunpoint, trying to collect as many as they could. After this went on for a while, Alexander was like, alright kiddos, game time. Whoever can bang the most broads before the night's over wins Rome's finest silks, and the only condition is that anybody who makes a joke about nutting on someone's chest gets disqualified. It's too easy. This is all according to that one Johann guy, mind you. Some secondary sources differ pretty significantly on the more lurid details of all this, so do take it with a grain of salt. But at the same time, this guy was the official record taker for the ceremonies he was involved with, so it seems equally likely to me that the other guys just wanted to save a bit of face, but who knows. In the end, primary sources are usually the most reputable source of information. After all, what better way to learn about stuff than from people who have direct
Is it now the
experience in
segue
subject?
time?
That's why you need to try Skillshare. Skillshare is
Of
an online
course,
learning community
segue.
with over 25,000 classes in design, business.
Okay, I'm gonna let it roll, but yeah, we all knew about, like papal scandals and what they did, especially forgiving sins for money and also appointing bishops that are going to support them or the people that are going to be elected next. The papacy, especially in the Middle Ages, was actually a power grab. So, like in politics today, sometimes some people just look away of the bad things that some politicians did just because they want their men to be in power to enforce or to make laws that are going to benefit them. So that was the same thing with the papacy in the Middle Ages, and of course it's but we're not here to talk about the different historical aspects of papacy and popes. But yeah, the video is great. As always, from Sam Onella. I encourage you to go to his channel, subscribe to his channel. I hope that he's going to come back and make a few videos now again, because, I don't know for how long he didn't upload a new video, because the videos are simple and great and I love them. And I would, as I said, encourage you to support Sam Onella, and maybe write to him, or I don't know, try to contact him in the sense of, Hashtag where's Sam or something like that. Okay, hope that you enjoyed it. As I said, if you want to be a part of our community, the Discord server is down in the description below. As I said, you can also subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you get notified when we go live or a new video comes up. Yeah, until the next time, see ya.